now go back to the idea of the Forbes family and DJ Sinclair's family. Like, we all are now living in an age where we're all mixing so much. What happens if you have a child with someone who has a completely different culture to you, and their traditions don't match the traditions that you and your family have? For example, Jerusha was saying earlier how is it in the Hindu tradition where the priest will give you a letter and then you will then name your child based on that letter. What am I going to say to my family back home and be like, they gave me a Y?
But here's the thing.
And that's not our tradition. Which tradition do you go with?
Yeah. But by the time you're having a kid, surely you knew this man is Hindu. Surely you have to have had these conversations before.
The thing is, you still have to have the conversation. So it's like, how do you go about negotiating the differences of culture in this day and age? So it's, I don't know, I just...
Okay, let's say you've had the conversation, because a name is a big thing, so you probably have had that conversation by the time the baby's born. Maybe it's like small things, like the whole matchstick thing, or you know how when a baby has hiccups in my family, they always tear a piece of paper and lick it and put it on the baby's forehead. What if someone's like, no,
that's unhygienic.
Then what?
Yeah, it's likely.
But you know, so like, for me, the profound thing is that back in the days, our moms and grandmoms and whatever, when they got married, it was like you assume your husband's culture and whatever. And I find that it's actually so refreshing to see that like this new generation is like, no, I want to keep my culture. You know, yes, I'm getting married to you and whatever, but my culture must also come along with. And I think that's like what the question that you brought up is actually something that it kind of shows me that, wow, we're not just like, women are not just fighting to be like, you know, bosses or CEOs, but we're also fighting to, like, your culture is a big part of your identity. And so it really is that, I think it's going to be a very difficult thing to navigate, because in the past you could just be like, you're married, your past is your past, now your husband and whatever he believes in is what you should believe in. So it's going to be very, very difficult, like, to maneuver that playground of like, we're 50-50, so I want the things that matter to me to matter to you as well. Yeah.
I think like also another huge problematic thing when it comes to differences of cultures that, especially in traditions, is that people don't always explain where the tradition came from, why we're doing this, because everyone has their own different ideas. And now we're living in an age where we ask questions, and you ask questions, and Goku's like, hey, don't be rude. I want to know.
We were saying, actually, it's so weird that BK brings it up, is because, you know, you hear these things, and I understand that these processes, they're familiar, I've watched them all my life. But then you start to inquire, because I mean, these people are going to die. Like in our families, the older people who have kind of let this happen. And you ask them why, and it's a matter of, you know, you're not supposed to inquire or whatever. How are you meant to carry on? Which is why I'm not upset at AKA, because I'm sure in his mind, he's like, why though? Why would you not want to see why I'm happy? Why would I not want to share with the people who've made me the person I am financially and career-wise, you know? So I think it also goes down to the kind of things that are important to you and how much you weigh kind of cultural and, you know, gratification in a sense. So I think it is going to change. The demographic of like cultural things and what you take on seriously is going to shift for everyone, I think.
Yeah, but a big part of like what BK said is that when you ask questions, you kind of seem rude. I've come to the conclusion that our parents don't know why these rules. I feel like when like their parents were like, hey, don't do that, and then they were just like, okay. And they never asked, you know, so they never found out like, how did this come about? So we're here and we're asking them like, okay, I mustn't do this, but why not? And I think for them, it makes them feel stupid that, you know, I'm trying to enforce this onto somebody. Even I don't know why.
Yeah, and I think like the most they ever got when they asked why was bad luck.
And they accepted it.
They're like, oh God, I don't want bad luck. So like, you know, but it's not enough for us now. It's not enough.
It's like it has to be logical. That's very, very true. Because my parents always used to lie to me and like with stuff. Like I wasn't allowed to walk like with one shoe on and one shoe off because my mom would lose a breast.
But you see, we can go from things like that to then like, we can't make light of these traditions. And I do think, you know, we can't sit here and like take away people's like cultural practices that's completely like built your identity. But I think in a lot of ways when you want to learn, I just wish there was a gap for us to be able to find out. Some families are more open than others. Some families encourage that, you know, find out what it is. This is what our ancestors did. This is how and why we do it. But I think you know, the big things that we do here and are bombarded with are the bad lucks and all the bad omens. But we must understand that there's a lot and there's significance to why these things stand, you know. So I understand that, and I guess it's a matter of now navigating that. We just need to chat more than anything.
Yeah.
Clearly, this is a conversation we could have until kingdom comes. Let us know if you have any cultural traditions you adhere to and how you plan on negotiating them in the future in the comment section below this video.